Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And a beautiful Friday morning it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You stepped into the hottest spot in town, Sunshine's Corner, where we invite you every single day to be a part of the conversation. And you know what? Today is not any different. We reach out on the topics that are important to the community, the things that other places may be somewhat second guess about talking about. But right here, here's a place you can talk about those difficult conversations and feel good doing it. We always encourage you to be a part of it, because I truly believe the only way that we can find the right solution is to talk about it. And that way we can put all of our ideas together and make something even better. And today we've got a topic that we are going to cover with my guest. I am so pleased to have in with me today, because I believe knowledge is power. And when you put two people together that has a lot of knowledge, that gives us power to make a difference right here at home. And I would like to welcome Ross, who I haven't seen in quite some time. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And thank you for being in with me.
My pleasure.
Of course, Kathleen, you as well. It's been a while since I've seen you, and I'm glad to have you with me today.
Thank you.
And what I'm going to ask of you, because I always like people, because I give the opportunity for the viewers to get to know the guests that are on with me. Now, Ross, I want you to tell them about we were just talking about retirement, right? And the fact of what you do. Just a little bit about Ross today.
Just a little bit about Ross.
Yes.
Well, I was a lawyer, a professor, and a judge.
Yes.
And now I'm retired. But I'm still of counsel at my old firm.
Right.
And work there with the client issues, and mostly working with the younger lawyers on issues that they have.
Right.
And then a lot of community participation from this group to that group.
Absolutely.
Over time, yeah.
Your face and your name is well known.
Well, thank you.
That it is. Yes, it is. And Kathleen?
I've had an interesting background, being married to a military guy. I started out as an elementary school teacher. Then I joined the Navy.
Oh, wow.
I was in for about 6.5 years, which is where I met my husband.
Okay.
Because we moved a lot, I didn't have a career path. I just did whatever I could.
Absolutely.
And wondered how it would all ever fit together. But I was coordinator of Baptist Hospital's Employee Assistance Program for about 6 years.
Okay.
And got to know a lot of businesses
Yes.
and people and civic
Yes.
groups, working
Yes.
with them on a variety of important topics like
Absolutely.
communication and team building, things
Yes.
that you like to do.
Yes, most certainly. And you see, that's what we're going to talk about today. It's a topic I think that is rather top of mind right about now.
Yes, it is.
It is so top of mind. When I say that, topic on things that divide us,
Yes.
on the things that are so prevalent with us now, and believe it or not, it is even more so now. And I have to be transparent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I know in my community and with the people that I'm affiliated with, there is a lack of, when I say trust right now. Mm-hmm. And I'll say that because of the election, but sometimes the way some things went. And right now, that division is there. And I think that the conversations that we need to have is, like I said at first, Ross, I said that if we don't talk about it, we'll never find that solution.
Right.
And with the things that we're talking about now in the community, in the world, I think that's where that divisive measure comes. This is just me on the outside for what I see and what I'm dealing with in my community by being, like you say, with all my hand in so many different things. You wanted to say something.
Well, I think that division has grown in the last few years a lot, and expressed in, some people are genuinely angry, and
Yes.
we're talking about anger here.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are hurt and let it out as anger.
Mm-hmm.
And some people feel insulted or rejected, and sometimes choose angry behavior. So it's important to distinguish between genuine angry feelings and angry behavior. There's
Right.
a big difference, and people don't know how to deal with it.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think, with what we talked, that has really elevated more so in the last 3 years? What is the anger? What do you feel? What do you think that is coming from?
Well, I think a lot of the anger is the base of the anger is frustration. And the frustration is that things are not perceived as going well.
Okay.
And I say the word perceived because,
Okay.
it depends on which side of the horse you're looking at. Some people are, looking at saying, I'm not better off now than I was 4 years ago.
Right.
Some people are saying, well, I am better off and things are looking up. And some people are kind of in the middle saying, well, better, not better, I don't know. But I don't see a path to economic future where everyone is, the old rising tide lifts all boats
Right.
Theory, and that just simply hasn't worked.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of economic frustration. And then when you start with the economic frustration, you look at your family, you look at your loved ones, you look at your extended family, you look at the people that you work with, and there's just this frustration that you can't be and do as much as you used to be able to be and do. If you're the breadwinner of the family, it used to be the male was the breadwinner of the family. That model is out.
That's been gone.
That's been gone.
That's been gone.
But the breadwinners of the family, have a feeling of frustration that I can't provide as much as I wanted to provide. Can I get my child to college?
Right.
That's a huge worry for young adults these days.
Right.
And the other side of that coin is if I want to provide my child the best education, it costs $35,000.
That's a lot.
For a child in preschool.
Yes.
That's. I did 4 years of college for less than that.
Tell me about it.
I won't tell you about how long ago that was, but it was not that expensive.
I agree. But if it's something, and I'm going to go on, and I want you to think about this too as well. I see when we say that we're angry, do you think that some of this anger come from the election?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Thank you. Okay, with that election, and I want to go a little bit deeper with the anger that I feel is so fierce out there. I wish I could share with you something just happened to me 2 days ago. But with that, do we think that America right now, is there a separation that you see that's being done, a line that's being drawn that's separating us? That's put in, this is a deep conversation. I was so glad when I talked to Juanita. But this is a deep conversation. But do you think that separation, it's visible and we see the things that I'm coming to you right now from, I'm saying I.
Yes.
Okay? I see it. I feel it. And with being that breadwinner in the family, I feel everything you're talking about. And yes, I'm fearful of what may happen with me in a year or two. What my question is to you, how is it that when we see the people, how, even with this separation that I see that's getting larger every day, how do you think we're going to combat that? What are we going to do to overcome that? Because we've got to deal with it whether we want to or not. That's right there in front of us. We've got to deal with it. What would you say? What are we going to do? What would you think that we need to do?
This is one of those things, Sunshine. Thank you for doing this. This idea that we need to talk to each other. We need to, quite frankly, value each other as human beings.
Right.
Each one of us was created by God.
Amen.
And we all have worth, we all have value, we all have contributions we can make, but we need to listen to and treasure each other. But that doesn't just happen by magic.
No, it doesn't. Because I think, and I'll be transparent again, there have been some things that have been uncovered that we thought were not there.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the things too. And I'm going back, when I was talking to Juanita about this list, I said, oh God, I don't even have to think about a question. Everything is on this list.
You could have done the whole hour
I
yourself.
just read that. I just go by what you got on this piece of paper. All I need is this. But because this is absolutely what we got to, I think that we have got to find a way to overcome this. Because if we don't, the separation is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Then I think the anger, because when a person is angry, things seem to happen at another level that's more detrimental than they are now.
You're
Sure.
right.
That's
You're
human
absolutely
nature.
right. And that's why we are here. One of the things that we saw right after George Floyd was killed.
Oh God, yes.
And the frustration and anger, and we thought we've got to do something. So there are 6 of us who got together and said, what can we do?
Right.
So we've been doing a number of things. For 3 years we held essay contest for middle and high school kids on how can we build a better community.
Right.
And those
Starts
were
right here.
wonderful. Then we also have held 14 or so community discussions. They're on Zoom,
Exactly.
which makes it convenient.
There's one coming up this weekend.
Yes, there
Yes.
is on Sunday.
It's Sunday.
And you are all invited.
That's
You
right.
are
Everybody's
all
invited.
And it's
I think the website that we had it
And
right
it's
up on
right
the
there.
screen.
Pensacola.com. It's a Zoom. It's from 3 to 4:30 Sunday. But we are going to talk about anger and the potential for forgiveness. And
Right.
they're not automatic. They don't happen by magic.
No, they do not.
But that they are always wonderfully deep discussions. People
Yes.
are always surprised. We don't do
I
how's
know.
the weather.
That's right.
And you have participated in several.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I think it's a great thing because I was able to even verbalize some of the thoughts and the feelings that I had. And then I love the fact when we do the breakout and come back and we put
Small
everything
groups.
together.
Yes.
But you see, and with this today, I'm including you, the community, in this conversation.
Yes.
What are you feeling today? 850-432-7768. I honestly believe the only way that we can get to a great solution, we've got to talk about it.
Absolutely.
We've got to talk about it. Look, I'm going to invite you to be a part of this conversation. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to hear from you as well. 850-432-7768. That is the number to call. And get this, I'm going to give you the chance to win a pair of tickets from me to see Tina Turner. Yeah, somebody asked me, said, I thought she was dead. Yeah, she is. But listen, coming up this weekend at the Pensacola Sanger Theater, you can get to be of her life story. And I'm going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets today right here. Stay close. Sunshine's Corner. Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town right here. You are in tune with Sunshine's Corner. We're having a conversation today. Topics that divide us, things that divide us. We're glad to have with me two phenomenal guests that has this is experience. And I believe that life teaches us so much.
Yes.
And once we can sit down and openly look at the things that's affecting us, that's how I believe we can come to a solution. And I believe it's going to take a lot of talk right now because a lot of people got going through a lot of things right now that really has derived with the election. But we were talking about that. And the fact that I want to hear really from the community, because the fact of it is I get things that people call me or talk to me or when I'm out to see, well, Sunshine, how do you feel about this? No, I can't change it, but we can change it. I can't change it, but we can do something to make it better. Yes. So this is what this show is all about. It's for the community to make the community better, so that we can talk about things that we need to talk about. And we're talking about the things that divide us in the world today. And I see now, and with the separation, I have to be transparent again, because of the black community and the white community. I think that we want to put those together. We need to come together. When you go back to George Floyd and the things that were done back then, the anger that was stirred up back then, even the pain that I can still feel sometimes when I can see him on the ground. Yeah. That was painful. When I heard this man yell for his mother, that let me know. Then I said, oh my God, he's not gonna make it. When that happened, but still to see there's division there, even with that, and we saw it. These are the kind of things I'm talking about, Ross. How can we get across this?
We talk with each other and not yell at each other.
Right.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. Because I've got friends who are on the opposite political divide than I am, and yet we can respectfully disagree over policy. We can respectfully disagree over the election. We can respectfully disagree over what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a crystal ball.
No, we don't.
So I don't claim to be all knowing, and that I'm the sole possessor of all truth that's out there.
Right.
And part of it is recognizing that in yourself, mm-hmm. and being open to listening to the other person.
Right.
I think that's key to it. You've got to communicate.
I agree.
And one of the key things you just mentioned, you got to listen, but listening is a learned skill, and you listen well. Mm-hmm. You clearly hear what we are saying and pick up on it. But a lot of people sit and it's kind of like they're waiting for you to hurry up, get done so I can answer.
Exactly.
I've got my answer
Exactly.
ready. They're not listening, they're not hearing, they don't want to. They just want to spout. And that is something we can learn.
Right.
And you have learned it well?
Yes, I have.
By practice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single day, And I often tell people that once you do sit, and it's best sometimes to just listen.
Yeah.
And because you listen to somebody else's viewpoint doesn't mean you agree with it.
Exactly.
But the purpose is to hear, climb in somebody else's shoes or brain and say, oh, okay, I can see why you might see it that way, even though I don't.
Absolutely.
And listening, you have to truly listen, as opposed to, okay, she's saying this, my response is going to be, and all you're thinking about is how you're going to respond. You're not even hearing what the other person has to say.
I agree. I agree. And I wonder, is it because for some people, the black and the understanding and the difference in the cultures, and how I think that plays a big part in it.
Yes, I don't remember what the word was, but I used a word once, and the black women in our little group said, that's not a good word for you to use. And I had no clue.
Right.
It was just a cultural difference.
It's a big cultural difference.
Grateful. I'll have to ask what that was again.
I wish I knew what it was.
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes, I do, because I truly believe we are meant to live together.
I agree with that 100%.
And our group is very inclusive. What are we, half and half? Black, white, I think?
Yeah, half and half, black, white.
Half men and women. And we all can talk and we can all discuss and come
And
to...
we don't always agree.
No, we do not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But we listen respectfully.
Most
We
certainly.
value each person in that group, and that is what we are trying to do, to encourage people to get together, to respect another person, even if you don't like their views. And I'm working with a guy right now that started this whole anger forgiveness thing. I will admit it. And it was an interesting, like, oh my, who am I? What have I just done? Kind of thing for me.
Right.
Because I lost my cool totally.
I can see you losing your
Well,
cool.
neither could I. But I did, and I was not proud of myself at all. And that was the kind of the genesis of this. Well, maybe we ought to talk about anger and forgiveness. Comes from real life human experience.
There
And
you
I
go.
get, and it's true. I think there is a huge difference in our cultures, and with the fact that I think that what has affected so many in my community, especially with, I think it's the name calling. It's the things that we're not being heard, and so many things, not taking into consideration how it affects the entire community, because it is taken in a different way.
Yes.
And if I think that's going to roll from the top. And another thing that I also see that I'm going to share, because I see why Anita, girl, you did it. Everything on this page I wanted to say. When it comes down to being able to converse, to talk, to understand, you can't understand what you can't get the real gist of what I feel because you've never been there.
True. But
you can try to understand.
Yes.
You can try. There's a gentleman that called me during the election time. No, but he was as kind. But he really made the point of what we're talking about today. And I never learned his name, as a matter of fact. But he has called me several times. But he called me. He said, "Sonshine, I don't know you, but I like you. I watch your show every day, and I learn something new." He said that our values, our political views are totally different. He said, "But I want you to know I love you."
This is a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and I bring that up to say, this is what we're trying to convey to the community.
We're not enemies.
No, we're not. We've got to learn to work together.
Well, we are in America. We are a multicultural,
Absolutely.
diverse country.
Absolutely.
And I had the opportunity when my husband was in the Navy. We lived in Japan. Talk about a non-diverse country. We really stuck out. My little blonde-headed son, wow, what a time he had.
Exactly.
But very homogeneous. I
understand.
And I was tall. I mean, it was just a completely different experience.
I did the same thing, Ross.
But it was such an awakening in many ways that I'm sorry, everybody can't have that opportunity to live in a different country, so they have a genuine basis of comparison.
Absolutely. But I'll say this too. I'll give you another comparison where I don't go on what anybody say. I tell you my experiences.
Sure.
I worked in a place for a long time. I was the only person of color. The only. That is a hard spot.
Yes, it is.
That is a difficult spot. When you are, I call it the only pepper.
In the salt.
That's in the salt. And it's a feeling that you get, that you feel, even though you're telling me every single day, oh, you're this, and you're this, I love you, you're this. But your actions are causing me to feel a totally different way. And I when I say this, we're talking about this division. Everybody has to realize that who we're trying to reach today. I wonder, could you stand in my shoes?
Don't know.
I wonder, could you understand what I felt for almost 20 years? Only. Maybe a couple of times there was 2 in the building, but everybody else was not of color. And you do your best to try to not stand out that way, to say, okay, you know, you don't understand what I'm feeling. You try your best to work through it. It's hard.
Yes.
It is so difficult. And when you feel that, and then you've got to continue to go on, because that is your livelihood as well. That's being your only breadwinner. You're right there. So you've got to continue to go on. But that causes you to walk on eggshells.
Yes.
Sure.
It really does. It causes you to walk on eggshells because you feel as if you're already separated. I have been pushed to be separated, but yet you're saying that I'm included. You invited me to the party, but you don't let me party.
It's not just a black-white thing, though.
Right.
I remember back when I started at my firm, there was one female attorney. And imagine how she felt when we had firm meetings and talked about,
Yes.
you know, what we should do this, what we should do that. You know, there's so many other situations where the person is the only Baptist in the room, where the person is the only fill in the blank.
I was that too, and I was relating to what you were saying, because being a Navy officer,
Right.
there were a whole lot of men and me.
Oh God, yes. I understand.
And it was assumed quietly that I wouldn't be able to measure up.
Exactly. I know how that feels.
I figured you would.
I know exactly how that feels. They always say that you can't measure up. You don't have what it takes.
I had a guy come up to me and look me in the eye and say, "Why are you here taking a man's job?"
Really?
Yes.
But you see, these are the things that we've got to overcome, because that separation comes in even a lot of ways, even with that being a woman. And there are a lot of men who can't handle a woman.
Well, the latest person nominated for Secretary of the Armed Forces, I forget what the exact title is, said, "I've got no problem with women in jets." Secretary of Defense.
Which is fairly important.
That's very important.
I've got no problem. We've got a problem with women in the front lines. You know, we've changed our armed forces, and he's got a real problem with women doing the things that men do in the armed forces. You know, in an airplane, he doesn't have a problem with that, but on the front lines, he's got a problem with that.
Wow.
And it's like, so you're going to be the Secretary of Defense, and yet you're taking all these people who have proven themselves,
Right.
Shown their qualifications, done the work, and probably had to do twice as much as the others.
Tell me about
to
it.
get where they got.
Tell me about it.
And you're telling me that, you know, they're not valuable.
Exactly.
And that's you know, it's that attitude that we've got to combat.
Adjust that. Exactly. You got my boots on. I mean, everything we're talking about, I've been there, done that, still in it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, everybody, this is what we're talking about today. I mean, these are the division lines that come between us that we've got to learn to be able to talk about so that we can overcome this. Because now, Kathleen said something that was really, really strong in my book, because I'm such a believer when you were talking about that with God and all that. We're going to be the same God is only one. So what I'm saying to you today, these are the things that I feel that we gotta be able to talk about, and I really want to hear from you. I can see the mouths like this, but I want you to be a part of it right here at Sunshine's Corner. 850-432-7768.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. See her triumphant story and be ecstatically blown away. November 16th through 17th, Pensacola Sanger Theater, Pensacola, Florida. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
And wow, welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. I almost got up and did the Tina Turner. I mean,
do it.
I mean, that'll have us. I mean,
Go
we'll
for
really
it.
be smiling then, won't we? What's love got to do with it?
There you go.
But we are having a great conversation here with Ross and Kathleen. And remember now, if you want to be a part of this conversation as it continues,
Yes.
you can do it Sunday afternoon. Now, the website is
www.togetherpensacola.com.
4 o'clock.
It's 3
o'clock.
to 4:30. Starts at 3, ends at 4:30. We're prompt, beginning and end,
Exactly.
so don't worry about that. You
Exactly.
can always copy your football game.
That's right.
Come on, see us.
And believe me, you will enjoy the conversation, because when you get to hear from others and to put yours in together, it's always a nice, at the end of it, we try to come up with something when we bring everybody back together. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So please don't do that this weekend, okay? That'll be Sunday afternoon. You go see Tina Saturday. And I tell you, but with things that we're talking about, I mean, why should we even try to forgive someone that has wronged us and hurt us? What do
It's
you think?
hard.
Oh.
It is so difficult.
Very hard. And I know intellectually and religious-wise that I need to forgive. But boy, it's tough. And we will have a couple vignettes on Sunday with real live people who've had real life situations that they've had to deal with on a very personal gut level, hard stuff. But the advice is that if you can forgive, it takes a burden off of you.
Right, because you're not forgiving for the other person, you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah. The challenge is, how do you do that?
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy.
And when
And the easy thing is to let into your anger and to let your anger
and let the
consume you.
anger just take over, because like I said, I've been practicing that myself. Because it's difficult, because sometimes you get tired of your feelings being hurt. I think sometimes people will take that and go on with it because they feel like they can do it, especially when you take the high road. And don't push me to the
sometimes
point.
they want you to react.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And so just walk away, do what you got to do, breathe, exhale, and go.
And there's a movie, Bruni went to see it, Bruni Emanuel. It was on something Forgiven, but the challenge of this man who lived with an abusive alcoholic father, and the dad never apologized, and the mom and dad think that the son should just
I've seen that.
forgive him. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
But his challenge was, why is the burden on me to forgive him? He's not sorry.
Right.
So what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was great. The message there was powerful, because I could see a lot that goes on today with that, with everybody. Because when you think about things that have happened to you, I keep bringing it up the other night because that was so, I couldn't believe what happened just a couple of days ago.
You're going to have to tell us.
We will.
In private.
But it's so difficult. And I know that I've got to forgive. It's so that I won't have it hanging on me like it's doing now.
And it's hard to forgive somebody who's not sorry.
Exactly, because I don't even know these people who did it to me.
Really?
Really.
That's
strange.
Terrible.
Oh, no. That's what I'm telling you. There are a lot of things that, Ross, you may not see.
Right.
It may not happen to you.
Nope.
It may not happen to you, Kathleen. But little old brown me, it will.
Yes.
And there are ways that I have to try my best not to, because sometimes it will try to reflect and make you look like you are the villain. Now, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And these are the things I'm talking about culture-wise, how in the world today, and I know what you mean when you say, by being a woman, I run into that because I'm strong, because I am very opinionated. I run into that. If I know something is right, I don't back down.
Good.
And if I have something to say, I'm only going to say what I feel is truth. I'm going to treat you. I mean, but what I'm saying is, though, some people push you to another limit. And in this world today, these are the things that we got to try to overcome. And conversations like this, I think, will help that, because I don't think some of the things when I brought up culture, you live experience coming from this side.
And vice versa. There are things I've experienced
that I'll never get. You know, and it's difficult in our community.
Like, I'm Jewish, so you've never had to eat gefilte fish. So.
Look, Kathleen, I didn't know what that. But the fact of it is,
acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You may never eat chitlins.
I have.
Oh, excuse me.
They were good.
You had them?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well. Good, Ross. You see? But these are the kind of things, okay, you see that conversation, what that brought out? These are things that we have to be able to do to laugh about. What that dish you named, sure. I couldn't even name it again. But the fact of it is we're talking. This is what I'm trying to get our viewers to see. If we talk about it, don't walk around holding something on the inside of you and cause that anger to build, because sooner or later it's going to erupt.
If you don't deal with it along the way.
If you don't deal, that's what the point
when
I'm
it's
saying.
a low level.
Exactly. And then it's going to really be a volcano that's going to really just erupt, and it's going to be...
Or it doesn't ever erupt, it just eats you up on the inside.
On the inside, exactly.
And part of forgiving is forgiving yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You got to understand that there's two parts to this battle going on.
It is.
And while the other side, they did something, they should apologize for it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But your forgiving them is part of what helps build you as a human being.
Absolutely.
And that's what people have got to learn. They've got to open up and also admit fallibility. I'm not perfect.
I agree.
Really?
Kathleen, I love your eyes. But it's a fact, though. We're not. Nobody's perfect on this face of this earth. And
we do all mess up.
We mess up.
Just ask my wife.
Ask my ex-husband. But it's the things that we've got to be able to bring to the table to talk about.
Yes.
But
it takes an effort and a willingness, and a willingness to open your mind and listen to other viewpoints, other opinions, other experiences, and you broaden your own.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And another thing that I think that affects us a lot. When I say us, I mean the things that are being pointed toward us. With this election just recently happened that are pointed toward us. That's another thing that causes the anger that we have fought so much for all our lives. My parents' lives, their parents.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now so many things you want to take away.
And I don't understand it
I
either.
don't understand that. Even down to the education in the school system.
Mm-hmm.
If we take away that from our kids, come on. What's wrong with history? History is going to tell you about, come on, that's your pathway. These are the kind of things.
Ignorance to ignore history.
Exactly. And but what I'm saying is these are the type of things that causes the pain.
Right.
That causes the anger to grow when we feel that nothing is being it's said they're going to do, but it's not, but it's yet pointed toward us. There have been so many things said in this last route that pointed toward us, like calling my name. I mean, I'm just using it as an example. It's like it's calling my name. And that's fearful for me. And I'm sure I've talked to some, even I see with Kathleen, she said, oh my God, I hope it doesn't. But it will never affect you like it does so many other people of color. I'm not just talking about black.
Right.
I'm not just talking about black.
There's all kinds of people.
There's all kinds. It's going to affect, but there's so many things that were pointed at the black.
Right.
You have a different history.
A very much so different history.
Yes.
And with us talking about things like this, I don't want you to keep your blinders on. I do not want you to hold that anger on the inside, as my girlfriend would say sometimes to me. She said, Sunshine, let it go. Pressure bust pipes.
So true. So
no,
true.
she tells me that when I vent to her, right? Sunshine, let it go. You know, she's the girl I cry on her shoulder. And but when I really get in my house and get to screaming, let it go. That pressure gonna bust that pipe if you don't.
I love it.
But I love that analogy she's given me. Headaches I have a lot because of the pressure of certain things that are on me.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I think the things that dealt with every day.
They're kept inside. Then when you go to your headache.
Exactly. Exactly. But I want to get everybody involved in this conversation that we're having today, that you can be a part of this conversation coming up on Sunday.
Yes.
If you will. It's only an hour and a half.
Yes, it's fastest hour and a half you'll
I'm
spend.
telling you, you wish for more time.
Yes.
Yep.
We've
And
never had anybody say, never
ever,
said
ever.
it was too long.
No, never, because when your time is up, and then Juanita gets to say, oh, well, we got to go. But it's like this. These are the type of
I'm not done
conversations,
yet.
thank you, that I think with this Zoom call that's done, that we can open up and talk about, that everybody can be a part of, that will come with help us to fight that here right here in Escambia County.
It takes a little effort. You must do something. You can't just sit and twiddle your thumbs and say, oh, woe is me, things are awful. Well, what are you going to do about it?
Absolutely.
This is one thing you can do. You can
No
take
doubt.
action, and you can begin to reach out in different ways
Exactly.
yourself. Every single one of us can do that.
Most
It's
certainly.
not hard.
No, it's not. And I encourage everybody, tell somebody else that you're going to come with them. Bring another person with you. And don't just try to bring your best friend. Bring somebody outside of your community.
Good idea.
Good idea.
You understand? So that we can all talk about it. Bring somebody that works with you.
Yeah.
Invite them so they can hear and be a part of the conversation, and maybe we can learn from each other on things that that's challenging, that we'll learn a way to work with it to get it better. You know, got me thinking out loud now. But everybody, this is a fantastic conversation today. What I want to do right now, before I forget, because I know that show for Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It, is going to be on tomorrow. The tickets that I'm going to give away for the Sanger Theater. Now, the show is tomorrow at 7:30. But what I want to do right now, I want 2 people to call. Well, the next 2 callers will get tickets for the show on tomorrow, 850-432-7768. If you would like to go see and be a part of the Tina Turner Review, her life story, you can call to win now at 850-432-7768. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Welcome to Little John's Big and Tall, where tall men and big men go for style, fit, and comfort. We offer a wide variety of styles and unique brands that service all sizes from large to 14X, as well as tall sizes from large tall to 6X tall. Our knowledgeable staff are here to make sure you have a stress-free experience and answer any of your questions. Little John's has been named Best of Pensacola and Best of the Bay for 4 years in a row. Visit Little John's at 5700 North Davis, or visit us online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com.
It's time to find a health plan that can keep up with your life. A plan that makes getting care convenient, with doctors around the corner.
I can get used to that.
Plus, 24/7 access to care. Plans that keep more money in your pocket, with plan payments as low as $0.
$0. Looks good to me.
Let's find your health solution. Speak to a dedicated Florida Blue agent today. Call 1-850-393-7036 to learn more.
Some attorney ads are really over the top, within your face concepts. Not this one. because there's nothing exciting about bankruptcy law. But if you're struggling with credit card debt, medical bills, student loans, repossession, or mortgage payments, you'll want to hear this. Lewis & Jernevoy has helped thousands of people with financial problems for over 20 years. We may be able to help you achieve financial freedom, and that is exciting. Call Lewis & Jernevoy today for a free consultation.
All I wanted was my name. Tina Turner.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. The mega hit comes direct from Broadway. See her triumphant story and be ecstatically blown away. Everybody everywhere should come see Rape's New York Magazine. November 16th through 17th, Pensacola Sanger Theater, Pensacola, Florida. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
You're always in charge.
And welcome back to this Friday edition of Sunshine's Corner. And the topic we're covering today, things that divide us. We got to try to really close that line of division so that we can come together. Because believe me, I believe you can get better results when we come together. Put your idea with mine, mine with yours, and we're going to have a great solution. And I really want to say what we were talking about a moment ago with the black male. I'm going to bring it up. I love talking about it.
Okay.
But even with the election, there was 25% of the black men who voted for President-elect Trump. It hit me. I don't understand it. I mean, but this is a free country. You vote for who you want to vote for. Yes. But I think on some of the men that I have spoken with here, this is the thing I was getting. Well, I'm not going to vote for her because she's all about abortions and the Bible says. I said, do you everything the Bible says? Do you understand what I'm saying? You're going to bring that up. But yet see, oh, but she locked up all these black men. No, she didn't. Get your records, get your numbers right. I'm not going to do that because of she did this. No, you first of all, do some research.
Right.
Do some research before you talk.
That takes time.
That takes too much time. But the fact of it is, I want to give her props. She ran for 100 days. She did a phenomenal job. I really think she did a phenomenal job for the time when President Biden decided not for her to go. She had about 100 days. I think she did a phenomenal job. But the fact of it is, we got to put that water under the bridge now.
Yes.
We got to move forward. America has spoken. But I feel like America broke my heart because of some of the things that are being put forth that's going to happen. And as I can see now, and this is my personal opinion, I think that he's trying to put into action some things I'm not going to be too happy with.
Well, and as citizens, we are responsible.
Exactly.
To say something, to do something.
Exactly.
To hold people accountable.
Exactly.
But don't despair, please. If you look at the yin and yang of American politics over the last 250 years, we've never, ever all been on the same page.
No.
I mean, we fought a war. We fought a civil war, for goodness sakes. Mm-hmm. And we progressed. We've learned a lot. We have changed a lot. Mm-hmm. And then when there's that great amount of change, then there's always a little time of pullback. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way that human nature works.
Right.
So, what has happened is not a permanent thing.
No, it's not permanent. It's only for 4 years.
and but if you take the long view, you've got to understand that America is diverse. America is a melting pot. America is a nation where people are of diverse opinions and mm-hmm. diverse starting positions from which they talk. But at base, we're Americans. We believe in freedom. We believe in democracy. We believe in the rule of law, mm-hmm. and we believe in each other. We believe in defending. I mean, mm-hmm. we'll fight. It's like a family. Mm-hmm. We'll fight amongst ourselves tooth and nail. But somebody from the outside says mm-hmm. something bad about us, we're all going to come together. Mm-hmm. And so whether you were on the quote winning side or not on the winning side, the the Earth is going to continue turning. The sun's going to come up tomorrow, and there will be change.
America.
Yeah, America.
It's going to be there, no doubt.
America's going to survive in spite of us.
Exactly. And I think another thing that really affects the community a lot is this, when you brought up the law, even with the thing, because you know that transparency is real. How many black people have been hurt by the police?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's saying that
disproportionately imprisoned.
most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That he's going to get that law passed that the police, nothing will happen.
That's a concern.
That's very much so concerned.
But
because
if we don't think that's the right thing, we need to say something.
we need to say something. I agree.
Collectively.
Because it's like this. And Ross, what I'm saying is this. Here's another thing. You would never know how that feels to ride down the road. And I'm a woman.
Oh, sure. TWB, driving while black.
Come on.
Sure.
That's it. You never understand that when you can see a person pull up beside you and you afraid. I mean, like, hi, Chip. I'm glad that we're friends. I mean, but I say that he is a good friend of mine. I've been knowing him for years.
Yes.
But the fact of it is, there's somebody else out there with that fear, even for our younger people. I did a skit one time, and I had it on. I put it on social media. I was driving, and I had it recorded, and I had a cop stop me. I got irate, and I was showing them what not to do. But then I had somebody else in the car with me, and we videoed this and placed it on social media. The policeman pulled me over, and I said, "Why are you pulling me over? I didn't do anything." My tone is what I was trying to tell them, what we got to learn to control.
Right.
And that really worked. I had so many views of that video. And but there's my friend in the car saying, "No, don't say it, Sonshine. Just give him your license. Just give him your license." But we were showing what will happen with you don't have the right to do this to me. Why are you doing this to me? Did I do something wrong? Do you understand what I'm saying?
The lesson.
Sure.
A good lesson that we were teaching our young people because of the fear that's already in them. So when you are stopped, make sure you go to a lighted area and then stop.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, these are things that we've got to be honest about that truly happens, and we've got to work on, and God knows. We got to hope that law doesn't pass. And like you said, we got to say something, because it's a lot that goes on. I think about all those people. I even go back to last year when that child was beat up on the light up there in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now that broke my heart when I saw that, when the whole police department jumped on him. But all I'm saying is, though, and I love the police department, but what I'm saying is this, though, we've got to make sure that we translate how we should handle things like this, because of the part that may come toward us when it may not come to you.
Mm-hmm. And it's also understanding the other side. I mean, from the police officer standpoint, when they walk up on a situation, they have no idea whether the person is armed. They have no idea whether the person is on drugs. They have no idea whether the person is a crazed lunatic. And a lot of these officers, they're young. I mean, they really are. And they don't have a whole lot of life experience where they understand mental health, where they understand, they come upon a situation and they've not been trained for it. And it's not their fault, and they've got to make a lot of just fast decisions, split-second decisions, and we depend upon them. And the thing is, the people don't recognize are the encounters that go on every day without a problem.
Exactly. And I'll say this too, because I was told this from a friend of mine, I can't call his name. There's a lot of light put on the black community that's not put on the other community.
Right.
That light is shown on us when it's not shown anywhere else. The emphasis to put there more. And even when you were saying something about what the police officer may not know, you may not know if you're on drugs, you may not know if you got a gun, but if I didn't do anything to make you think that.
Sounds like you're angry, Sonshine.
That's only inside of me because I have a son.
Right.
Okay.
And he lives in Atlanta. And I tell him all the time, darling, remember what I taught you. You know? Remember what I taught you, because that's my baby. Sure. And I don't want to get a phone call.
And that's not a conversation I have to have with my grandchildren.
Exactly. Exactly. And these are the kind of things that make me think about every single night when I go to bed. I'm praying for him. I'm covering over him, because I call Atlanta Little New York. It's so fast there. And I just want him to be covered, because remember who you are, that you are Brandon, my little black son, that the law looks at in a different way, even when you're not doing anything. I mean, is there sometime you may pull up on me? That doesn't mean I got a gun. You may pull up on me. That does not mean I'm high. You may pull up on me. That may not mean that I'm angry. But the fact of it is, that's what's happening in the world today. I can't believe our time is up.
Oh, you're kidding.
I kid you not.
Oh, gracious.
Wow.
Went so fast.
I mean, he's keep telling me, you only got 2 minutes. But I tell you, I could do this all day. But this is what I want you to realize, ladies and gentlemen. You can be a part of this conversation coming up on Sunday, 3 o'clock.
3 to 4:30.
From 3 until 4:30.
Don't have to leave your house.
Stay right home. Just do what you got to do right there. Topics that divide us, let's talk about it. Beyond the Flame, transforming anger into forgiveness. And this is a community conversation that we want you to be a part of. Look, let me say congratulations to the winners who won the tickets. That will be Miss Bernie Scruggs, I think you said one was. And the other one is who? Kathleen or something? Oh, I called you Kathleen. Bernie? She said, okay, well, I know Bernie Scruggs. Hey, Bernie, thank you, darling, for watching, and I appreciate you so much. But Katie walked away with the other name. And for you, the other caller, congratulations. You're going to have fun with this show. I tell you, look, I want to thank you guys for coming in with me today. We got to do this again.
Thank you for having us.
We got to do this once more. I mean, more than once. I'm going to be in touch, okay?
Well, you need to bring in the whole group.
There you go. Wouldn't that be great? Wow. Yeah, that's something to think about.
That'd be a big round table.
I tell you, everybody, it's been a fun day. I got to go. Know that I love you, my dear friends, always. Whatever you do, keep God first, and I guarantee you're going to be a total success. Until Monday morning at 9 o'clock, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great weekend. What's love got to do with it? Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.